Some people sleep too much. They tell us to wake up and go follow our dreams, but some days we just be feeling like failures. And honestly, I can get so beat down that I just don't be feeling like getting back up. It's like I'm just in my bed stuck. Springs up against my back, but no spring in my step because I'm caught in a rut. I'm just merely saying that sometimes I wish I could just press the snooze on my mind and watch the alarm clock on my thoughts go hush. And this may be alarming to some people. I might sound nuts, but sometimes I just feel like Job. I wish I was never even born because this life has gotten so emotionally and psychologically tough. Feeling like Job, gotta get up and go to the job. All of this hustle and bustle got us always feeling like we gotta be in a rush. But what we need to understand is that all of these feelings of depression and exhaustion come from following our hearts and chasing our dreams instead of running after God enough. They gonna call you crazy and say something must be wrong with you if you walking around dwelling in all of that sadness too much. But that's only because they don't know that David said that it is good that I've been afflicted. So be truthful about your pain so that you can help somebody else with theirs. Smile and keep your chin up. Because we living in a world where people think that this life is all about pursuing happiness, and we want to fall in love with this life too much. But God said that Job was the most perfect man in all of this earth, and he still let Job get touched. The devil was attacking him and messing his whole life up. But everybody around him told him to just shut up. His best friends accused him of bringing it on himself, and his own wife told him that he just needed to let go and stop holding on to God so much. And so Job ended up becoming more focused on his problems than going to God, and that's where he messed up. So what I'm saying is that we only get so tired because we always too busy trying to keep up instead of just kneeling down and sending them prayers up. You see, Job wasn't perfect because he had a lot of stuff. God saw perfection in him because even when God let him feel broken down, he still knew who to trust. If you continue to follow your heart, then it's just gonna keep you running in circles and you never gonna be content enough. Because our hearts will always want to consume something until they feel stuffed. And that's why some of us always feel like we can never have enough stuff. And as a matter of fact, that's why some of us eat too much. We feel unfulfilled, and so you think that all of this good food is one day gonna be the very thing that finally fills you up. But now you just gained all of that weight because instead of waiting on God and picking up his word, you just done went into that kitchen and picked another plate up. That sounds funny, but it ain't funny, and some people just joke too much. We try to hide behind all of these laughs and smiles because we think that this life is all about having fun and enjoying the moment. But this is all about becoming holy while our Holy Father is up there waiting for us. But they gonna try to tell you that if you ain't happy, then it's probably because you have a problem and your head is disproportionately messed up. So now we're a world full of people who believe that if we ain't happy, then it's just because we ain't doing the right stuff. But joy and peace is two different things, and we can only understand how much we need God's peace when we ain't happy enough. And thinking about all of the joy that is to come when we get to be in heaven with him should be the only thing that ever gives us a rush. Isaiah 26:3 says that when we keep our mind on God, then he keeps us in perfect peace. But instead, we keeping our mind on our money, and that's why we always feel like we don't have enough or we haven't done enough. Okay, so you might not be the greedy person who eats too much, but your own greed probably got you out here chasing money. They say money don't grow on trees. Jesus died on a tree, and trees help us breathe, but you feel like without money, you can't breathe enough. And this is all because the world told us that if you don't got a couple dollars in your pocket, then your life ain't worth enough. But Jesus said, you can't chase him and money. When your heart truly starts to pursue him, he'll make sure he always keeps you in his trust. You just simply gotta trust that he'll save you and put you up a savings account in heaven where nothing could ever rust. And best believe we can bank on everything he said. I told the teller I don't even need a safety deposit box because I'm in God's safety and he got keys that opens up doors to mansions for us. And so please just understand that sometimes God needs for us to be unhappy. Sometimes he closes doors in order to get those of us that he loves to open up. Sometimes our hearts are just too shut. He has to take things from us in order to teach us that he wants us to just trust. Because he said that we don't talk to him enough. We think that it's our own strength that can keep us lifted up. And that's why some of us will work out in the gym too much, lifting weights, but don't lift up our Bibles enough because we say we believe in him, but how could you say you love him when you ain't really living to lift him up? And some of us got some serious trauma. That's why we smoke too much. We wish we could just evaporate like these fumes. We fuming on the inside, and this weed gives us peace and calms our mood. But I know we say this smoke frees our mind, but we gotta let our hearts be so desperate for God that we looking for his touch more than just a couple puffs. And some of us drink too much. Pour that shot into the glass because the devil's shooting up your poor soul. But you don't really need a bottle because God sees right into you like that styrofoam cup. Some of us work too much. We feel like if I stay busy, then maybe my problems and anxiety will never catch up. But instead of working yourself to death, work out your faith in salvation. Let God do the work, and you just rest up. Because some of us think too much. But he said take every thought captive, which means stop trying to figure life out and start focusing on what you can do to pick somebody else up. Because some people need too much, but still some of us just don't care to give enough. And then some of us watch TV too much. And some of us live our whole lives on social media because our real life just doesn't feel good enough. We follow each other and say keep in touch, but we out of touch because your real friends are the ones that you can touch. They not just another button on the touch screen. They the ones who really there for you when life gets tough. Rough like I feel lost and broken and need somebody to help me figure this out and clean all of this up because my life messed up. But instead, some of us just gamble too much because we feel like losers and we believe that hitting that jackpot is the only thing that could ever cheer us up. Some of us play video games so much that we virtually trying to escape all of our harsh realities by living inside that game too much. We all need a way of escaping our own lives and our own minds when all of this pain just becomes way too much. All of these afflictions leading us to hopeless and helpless addictions. We living in a sick world and we still trying to find ways to fill our own prescriptions, pop a few pills instead of just going to Papa and letting him heal us. We don't feel fulfilled. We still feel empty no matter what because we've been filling ourselves up with these lies too much. But all we need to do is just lie down and let Jesus the Messiah be the masseuse so he can send a message to massage all this tension and stress. He the truth. He stretched out on the cross, but instead of stretching out in front of him, we just stretch out these lies too much. He's the practitioner, but we don't practice walking out our faith. We don't practice what we preach. We just talk too much. And so right now, I pray that one day people get sick of me because they say I preach too much. I ask myself how I'm going to teach about God when I don't even know enough. And I told him that I'm scared that I ain't living up. But I'm telling you that I don't talk about Jesus because I think I'm as perfect as Job was. I talk about Jesus because I believe he can do surgery on your soul. He can work down on the inside of all of us. And the only reason I talk about Jesus so much is because I know he's the only one who can take all of these holes in my heart and patch all of this up. I don't need no nicotine. I got lots of cigarette regrets, and I need God to patch this up. And so, I would rather talk about him than to talk to myself or live my life talking about myself too much. This world is filled with far too much psychological and spiritual sickness, and Dr. Jesus left us with the Holy Spirit to be our therapist, someone to always be there to talk to and comfort us. Because we all need help, and we all gotta help each other before our time is up. Life ain't just one big vacation, so just work hard, fly somewhere sunny, get comfortable, and kick your feet up. Life can a lot of times feel like walking through this world, getting beat up. Because we live in a sick world. Watching some of the things that are going on, every day I just feel like I'm about to throw up. But I'm a part of what is wrong with this world. And so that's why I got so sick of myself that I told myself that it was time for me to check myself in and get myself up. So when my life is all said and done, all that I pray is that recommending Dr. Jesus is what I'm known for. Make sure you go and see Dr. Jesus. And if you don't already know, that's Jesus. You don't even gotta go to the doctor's office to see him. Just go in your room and talk to him. Go wherever you want to go and talk to him. He right there. Omnipresent doctor. What y'all know about that?